Go.
Right, this is evaluation activity 6. For this, we're going to talk about what we've learned about technologies from the process of constructing this product. We're going to be talking about research and planning, blogging, construction and post-production. First of all, I'm going to talk about Google. We use Google as it's probably one of the main search engines used worldwide. This allowed us to search for things if we was in need of inspiration or ideas, or even going onto the Blogger, which we obviously needed to do to get onto our work and upload onto our blog. We use Google because it's obviously used all around the world, as I said before, and we knew it was reliable and we could find most things on it. We use YouTube for mainly inspiration because we can get access to other thrillers, whether it's professionally produced thrillers or lower standard, like from the sixth form. But we did this so that we could identify ideas that we could obviously incorporate and what we shouldn't, due to originality and being unique. YouTube's also a good way to upload our videos onto our blog, because obviously our blog needs to be media rich, and having videos is obviously a part of that and makes it more interesting to view. And YouTube is very easy to upload videos, so yeah.
For blogging, we have tried to keep our posts as media rich as possible, so there isn't just paragraphs of information that could become boring. So we have used a software called Prezi. Prezi is a PowerPoint program that gives your information off in a professional manner. We can add pictures and information and videos to keep it fun and interesting. To put it on the blog, we had to copy the embedded code and paste it into a new post for the Prezi to become live on the page. Also, we've used a program named Voki. Voki is an interactive avatar that will read your information for you. It is a great feature, as it is something that you need to listen to, so it's not the same just reading paragraph after paragraph. Again, we embedded the code onto the blog for it to become live. Script is another software used. It allowed us to import Word documents with images and text. We found this good because Word has a spell check and it will correct any mistakes that we made. We also use SoundCloud for a podcast to record ourselves speaking. It is similar to Prezi, but instead of having someone else's voice read our information, we used our own voices. This was useful because it sped things up within the process, and we found it was a better use of time. Finally, we used YouTube to film ourselves speaking and showing different presentations that we made. This was one of our favourite ways of posting because we felt we could say exactly what we thought firsthand. And again, we just had to copy the embedded code onto a new post for it to become live. We use Blogger to show the evidence of the journey through preparing for the video, during the video and after the video had been completed. Blogger allowed us to use different types of sources to show our information on, such as Voki, Prezi and loads more. Blogger's good because you can add a date to when you upload a certain post, so it shows the timing and how long it took. We found it useful because everyone in our group could access it from their own computers at home or from a computer at school, so we could be all working at the same time on the site, and each person can put up a different post at the same time. At the beginning of the process, we found Blogger quite hard to use. We had to speak to several Year 13 students that had been using Blogger from the year before, because they took media as an AS level. A few of them showed us what to do, people gave us advice, and our media teachers helped us as well. And after a few lessons, we sort of got the hang of it.
Okay, we use Twitter because we thought it would be the best way for us to connect with our target audience. And by connecting with our target audience, I mean, so we keep them up to date with what's going on with the filming and obviously the production of our thriller, because at the end of the day that we're doing it for them and we want them to want to go and see it. So keeping them enticed is what we really wanted to do. We could upload pictures and videos, which would obviously keep them, make them feel that they're more involved and know what's going on, rather than keeping them out of the loop and like they could forget about us or stuff like that. We didn't use Instagram or Facebook, as we thought they're doing pretty much the same job, and not only are like they're doing the same job, but we feel like Twitter is the most recent one that everyone's using, or most of our audience are using, so that would be most beneficial. We used iMessage due to like we were just sending videos of like what we had done and the footage of our thriller to each other, as that's really like the only way we had of doing it. That's the only format we could use. We was quite lucky as everyone in our group had iPhones, so that meant it was possible to do that. Whereas if we didn't have iPhones, we couldn't obviously iMessage each other. We also used iMessage to basically just communicate in general, like when we organise going to meet to film the footage and to keep everyone on track on what's going on in the group. So yeah.
To film our video, we used an iPhone 5 camera. We chose to use an iPhone 5 camera instead of a normal video camera because we found that iPhones was more easy to transfer footage and other things onto different types of equipment. And by that I mean it was easy to send footage to each of us by using iMessage, and we only needed one wire to put it onto the school computers to upload it onto the blogs. Also there was apps built into the iPhones. We used iMovie, and we could just go straight onto our photo album and get it onto the app through that way. This sped up the process quite quickly, and the iPhone camera also has a lot of features such as slow motion and time lapse. We used both of these features in our movie to give off an effect, and it looked quite professional as well. If it wasn't for the iPhone having these features, we wouldn't have thought of it. So we think that this is where the iPhone has an advantage to other filming equipment. The iPhone 5 camera also has a focus pull where you tap on the screen where you want the camera to focus into the most. This was good as well because it allowed us to let the viewer know which character out of the two that we had acting was the most in power and which one was more vulnerable. iPhones was also good for taking pictures of the production phase. They was good to screenshot as well from the actual video, the final video that we made, to talk about the different shots, camera angles and editing that we used. For the editing phase, we used iMovie. We used this because it's an iOS app and it was supported by Apple, and we was using iPhones. As a group, we decided to use iMovie because in Year 11, a few of us in the group took media for GCSE, and for our filming we used iMovie, so we had experience of how to use it and thought that we'd be able to recognise all the features quickly. And we also thought that we'd be able to teach others in the group. Even though most of us had used iMovie before, we learnt more in-depth things such as how to add several different sounds, play around with the filters, add in text and how to do different transitions. This process made us think as a whole how a real media product will go through its editing stages. It proved to us that it is not quite as simple as we originally thought that it would be. We edited our movie on an iPad because there was an app for it, and it was also easier to bring into school and use as a group rather than bring in a laptop that will probably need to be charged and bring a charger in with it.